Hello you, how are you? From down under. At the moment there is a lot of YouTubers talking about Mount Panorama from America. Now check this out. Now here's this guy, right? Now we all know who he is. iRocker, right? There we go. This is in there, iRocker, right? Look. Now, what people don't realise, if you look into history, now you got this guy, Sean Tyler. Now Sean Tyler, he's on Rare TV. Now look, now he wants to do it. All about Bathurst. Right. Now, if you don't know me, I'm Mr. Hominoid. I'm actually down under. Right. And here, in my rough little setup, here's our Australia. And there's Sydney. As you can see, it is below the bite, what we call the bite. That's a great bite. And they reckon a big pair of teeth come in there and bit it, right? That's a great Australian bite. So there's Sydney, and Bathurst is out here. Now this book here is 30 years old. Now, there's Sydney, I'm here, and there's Bathurst. Right? And I do stories at Wotherewang, and I've already done a story at Bathurst around Mount Panorama. Now, this is the name Orange. Why would you have a town called Orange? Now, they don't grow oranges there. It's because the Dutchmen were orange. And it was originally a Dutchman's town. So they named it Orange because that was their colour. It's like this one up here. Muswell Brook. Single tone. Now, we've recently seen the story. A young boy disappeared here in Australia, out on the Putty Road. That was just here. That was out here. David Politis done it out here. The boy was on this side of the Putty Road. David Politis showed the National Park, Yagoon, the Yagoon or Yagora National Park, whatever it is. Yeah, there it is there, see? Oh, Nango National Park. But the boy actually lives on this side of the road. He lives over there. I've done a story on the Putty Road. You can go down and look on my channel. There's a funny emu one. Well, where the emu story is on my channel is just down the road from where the boy goes. And that boy goes there for school, Monday to Friday. Anyway, the actual place where he actually goes. So there's Bathurst. And Mount Panorama is over here. Now, I've got family with the same surname. Not family by mother, family by brother, by father, all around this area. Now, another thing people might not, if you're from America, you might be interested in, Mr. Ballen done a story on people come up from Melbourne, went to Goulburn and Yass, and they went to Bathurst, and then they went out here to Oberon, and then they went out here to Jenolan Caves. So again, this is the road here that the girl took back in Mr. Ballen's story down under in Australia. It went down to Yass Junction, Y-A-S-S, not Yes, Y-E-S. It's called Yass. Yass. He called it Yass. No, it's not Yass, it's Yes. Yass. Same as we say Bathurst, right? And Cowra. And see, there's Canowindra. See? Canowindra or Canoundra. Canoundra or Canowindra. Anyway, that's our funny Australian names. Anyway, let's get back to Bathurst. There it is. That's where it's going to be. There's Sydney, there's Bathurst. Right out here. Now, where is Bathurst? When you come out of Sydney, you got the Great Sydney Flats, go to Emu Plains. Goes up over the Blue Mountains, which was Burke and Wills. It's a story on my channel of the Burke and Wills tree that has now actually been removed. So if you actually want to see the original Birkin wheels scratching in the tree, B and W, I've got the video before the tree went. Then you go over to Lithgow, back to the map. So you've got Birkin wheels come out, went to Penrith, went to Katoomba to the Three Sisters, then they went to Lithgow. Right, but they didn't go that way. They went this way. They went up to Bell, through that red line there. Then they come back down this way, where the famous Zigzag Railway is. Yeah, Zigzag Railway. I've done stories out there too. Then they went this way. The highway from Katoomba to Lithgow wasn't built really well up until about the 1980s. In 1980s, only 40 years ago. Before that, the Bells Line of Road, the parallel road from North Richmond to Lithgow, was the main highway. That's the one up the top up here. That's the one you see the famous Sydney bushfires on, way back in 2020. You see there are two parallel roads. You can put your finger in the middle. One's from Richmond, and the other one's from Emu Plains and Penrith, which is also known as Jamison Town, where they do the Channel 7 Sydney news footage. Right, now on about Bathurst. So they went out to there, and there is the video made at Lithgow, down here in Lithgow, in Hartley, in Little Hartley, and the Bathurst, and the Birkin wheels tree talks about the Great Bathurst Plains. Now why is that relevant? Because what it is, when you go out to Bathurst, it's flat. This is the whole point about Mount Panorama. It's basically flat, and it's just little Grady Hills. The Mount Panorama comes up out of nowhere, and it's just a huge, great big hill. And then they built a racetrack around the side of it. So when you look at the map of the racetrack, it's got one dead straight line, and it winds up around the crest of the mountain, and it comes back down. I've driven around it in my little 1.4cc Hyundai, and I'll tell you, it was struggling to get up there. Now this is it. I've been there many a time. I actually got a speeding ticket for doing 40 mile an hour in a 36 mile an hour zone when I was 18 years old, because I went around Mount Panorama, because it actually is a public road. It's actually not a full-time racetrack. So let's see if I can get this. Bit hard to get this thing to go into Google Earth, but we'll get rid of him. Sorry, goodbye mate. And we'll go back over to this bloke. Oh, by the way, and then you send a Kookaburra. Yeah, Kookaburra, not Kookaburra. Right. Oh, hang on. Whoop. Get that going for a second. See, there's the track. He's hand drawing the track. That's up the top. That's down the bottom. That's Mount Panorama. See the dead straight line I was talking about? All Australians know this, like you know about where the White House is in Washington, DC. That's what Bathurst is to Australia. It's our White House. It's a religious monument. And yes, politicians do try to get up there and crash into it. Right, that's super cheap sign. See that super cheap sign there? I once did an ad there with Mr. Dog and Power Dog Food. And you go and have a look at Power Dog Food. It says super cheap in the background, and it's got Power Dog Food. Sponsors there at Bathurst. Right there underneath that big sign, right? Now, what people don't understand about Bathurst, all right, I'll let that run. Right, what you can understand about Bathurst, why it's so special, is because when you look at this, some of this footage, it's actually a public road. And farmers have actually got their farms in there with their cattle and their sheep. And this places, their crowds are down the bottom of the mountain. They're not up the top. Then up the top of the mountain is the camping grounds. And then inside the east and west bound lanes, which is the straight road and the one that goes up there, right, is camping grounds. See? You can see it there in the background. You really get to get on Google Earth. But occasionally, you'll see a farmer's house in the background. And it says, private driveway, don't block it. And all this sort of thing, right? So I'm going to go up there and do a video. Yeah, I've been up there. I've driven up there many a time. That road is 45-degree angle. This is what you've got to get in your skull. It's that steep. It goes around like that and it sways. And this is what you don't get on the camera. You watch those cars. Look at that corner. It's all built on the side of a mountain out in the middle of a flat area. Now, if you look slowly in the background at different shots in this video clip, you'll actually see it's quite flat. That's why they call it mount panorama, not mountain panorama. It's called mount, not mountain, because it's not a consistency row of mountains. It is one mountain. So therefore, then it's called mount, right? So there's Conrod Strait. That's one that goes up. They all go this way, and they come around, and then they come down. Down here is where all the buildings are with all the people. This here is way up the top. That's the free picnic ground over there in the background. That's where you camp and the showers and the toilets. So, I'm going to get up there and do a video. Even though we've got coronavirus lockdown, I can still get up there. See how steep that is, that hill? Look, have a look at it. See quickly again. You go back and watch his video, you pause it, and you see how the road goes down like that, and then it swings across like that. Look. See, the car virtually just disappears into nothing. Look. See, it just goes down. It's actually on the side of a mountain. So, if you want this old bloke down under to go up there, now it's going to be a funny video, but it's going to be a serious video. We'll go up there in a little 1.4cc Hyundai Getz, G-E-T-Z, 1.4cc. And then you'll see how slow my little car goes. And then when you compare it to these cars going around the racetrack, and then you compare my little car to these things, look at the hill there. See how steep that hill was? See, it's a mount. See, that's way up top of the mountain. See, just go straight up there like that. So unfortunately, I took 5 cameras up. Look how low the people are behind the back of that car. They're way down the hill. That's right up the very top, that point. So if you like a video, you like me to go up there and do a video. Look, there you go. See, look, see in the background how flat it was out in the background. It's a very unique town, Bathurst. See, look, there it is. Just seen it again. Look, in the background. And you'll see it. So hello there to friends of mine over there in America. We've got Crouton Bear, and we've got my 150, 160 odd subscribers, and hopefully all that's going to climb. So please like and subscribe and ring the bell. And if you want to see something more about this, I'm not a big channel guy. I'm not a great big camera guy. I'm just an old man who knows Australia. You want to know how well I know Australia? Because I travelled it in a 12